will like to invite Dr. Sanjeev Chaube, who is the AVP and Head India Big Data and Advanced Analytics with 𝗏𝗏𝗏 𝗍𝗏𝗏. He is currently working as an expert in artificial intelligence, data science, digital acceleration, strategy, AI, ML innovation, and cloud technologies. Business intelligence for customers and marketing analytics led business growth at 𝗏𝗏𝗏 𝗍𝗏𝗏. He has worked for Samsung Group as a global practice head and director of advanced analytics and technologies for innovation solution for its AI ML driven digital transformation services and solution. Can we welcome Dr. Sanjeev with big round of applause, please?
Thank you so much. Thank you. So first of all, good afternoon, all of you. Hope I am audible to all of you. Right. Thanks. So wonderful. It is very difficult to concentrate after lunch, heavy lunch, right? Nice lunch we had. Anyway, I'll start with my topic. The agenda that we have picked for today is certainly the future of data and AI, and especially the reference that we are taking here will be mainly business transformation. How do we drive customer experience and the business value with AI and data as a. So if I can, okay, let me go to the next slide. So let me start by saying that there is no innovation, right, without knowledge, and there is no knowledge without trusted data. So I think a lot has been already said about the data. The quality data is always important. The quality, the sanitized data, because garbage in, garbage out. No matter what kind of AI ML algorithms that we are applying, what kind of rules we are applying to the data, if our data is dirty, data is not correct, not sanitized, not quality data, the outcomes that we will be getting will certainly be skewed, will not be pointing to the right intent or the predictions that we want to actually make, right? So whether you apply machine learning, conventional algorithms, or you apply deep learning algorithms, immaterial, right? So let me start with the definition of AI itself, although I understand that most of us are from data and AI background. So we have already achieved a maturity level in these techniques and technologies. Then let me start with the definition of AI, which says that AI is a constellation of technologies that enable machines to act with higher level of intelligence and emulate the human capabilities of sense, comprehend, and act. So given this, when I talk about, see, the ultimate aim, ultimate goal that we are trying to achieve through any kind of structured or unstructured data is the decision, right? This is the outcome that we are trying to get at the end of the day. So business decisions, decisions which can impact businesses, decisions which can help consumers have personalized offers, helps them ease their searches, or they get products or offerings that they like, right, that they prefer, and which is in line with what usage and what consumption and what kind of features they are looking forward to in a particular product. Certainly the big data is one important component. I would call this big data as, I can say, oil. If I call big data as oil, AI is certainly refinery, and then we certainly get the business decisions that come out of the crunching of this large volume of data. If we talk of data today, we are also talking about 5G ecosystem. Coming from the telecom background, I am just trying to highlight that. So different telcos have observed different speeds today, right, with respect to download and upload. So 5.92 Gbps is something that was tested by Vodafone Idea in Ahmedabad and Pune. And similarly, Jio and other telcos have also observed certain speeds which runs into Gbps, right? So 1 to 10 Gbps anywhere, this is the kind of speed that we'll be getting, and certainly with this speed, the data is also going to accumulate in a large volume, right? Imagine downloading 10 movies or 20 movies just in a second. Certainly that complicates the analysis of data, understanding of the data, interpretation of the data, and coming out with the intent, the business decision that we can do on top of the intelligence that we generate. So big data, AI, business decisions. We certainly have a correlation between them in terms of how do we then get better and better. So see, the idea is to get a better and better decision. AI certainly will give you some outputs based on patterns, but certainly there is a small component of human intelligence which also works parallelly. Rather, the inputs that we feed in to AI comes from the SME itself, right? And also we understand, we analyze the data, we try to do some kind of correlation, regression, statistical testings, and then we try to figure out which are the features which are going to be important for our models based on the intent that we are looking for. AI outputs along with bit of a manual intervention, right, from the SME can give us that extra delta benefit which is required, right? And then we reach up to the right business decisions. We also have to understand when we are talking about business, generating business value or having better customer experience, we also have to be focused on the four, five parameters that we have. This is not exhaustive. There are parameters like scalability, availability, real-time analytics or real-time availability of intelligence that we have for decision making. We talk about predictive decision support and hyper-personalization. These are the key activities that we do. So, and we will talk about these individually in our subsequent slides. We also have to understand that this entire ecosystem earlier was driven by IT, typical IT systems. Now these IT systems, because of the compute and the kind of processing capacities or capabilities required, they are also now, we have started adopting either hybrid cloud systems or multi-cloud systems, right? To process the data a little faster, get the intents, get the outcomes a little faster, right? Because when we are talking about organizations which run analytics on top of petabytes of data, double-digit petabytes of data, analytics becomes very, very difficult. So sometimes pulling data from the sources, data lake or hybrid systems takes hours, right? So forget about processing, running deep learning on top of these data elements. And then certainly there is a contention, and I was listening to the panel also, and there was a tie between what will human do, and AI is certainly going to take away some of the jobs. So if we look at the bottom graph that is given or chart that is given, what is the level of involvement? How it is, so we are certainly talking about reducing or eliminating the redundant tasks, right? So repeated tasks can be removed, and that's how the decision support or level of maturity in terms of decision support is enhancing from decision support to decision augmentation, and then certainly automation of activities or automation of decisions that can be, which are redundant in nature or kind of repetitive in nature. So that's how it is AI and human clubbing will be able to bring in, right? So decision automation is something that we can do from the automation perspective. Going to the, so it is also very important to understand when we are talking about business growth, what is the spectrum, what is the global business scenario that we currently have, right? With respect to AI, how AI and data are correlated with business perspective, how it is growing. Let's go to the next one and see how the statistics is working today. If we look at the AI adoptions by organizations, 20 to 21, I've looked at the past record so that we have a fair understanding. If you look at India, we are surging ahead, close to developed Asia and Pacific countries, right? So 65% is something that is what we have grown from 57%, we have gone up to 65 between 2020 and 21. So this is how the projection is going to be, and global markets certainly is further expected to grow up to $500 billion, right, by 2023. This is what is expected, and this is something that is predicted by McKinsey. We need to understand that there is a global market sitting out there, and what is our chunk out of that global market that we need to pick, right? Other side, we also have the revenue increase from AI adoptions by functions. So if we look at different functions like service, manufacturing, human resources, marketing, sales, so on and so forth, we look at what are the, so which are the functions which have given us the highest benefit in terms of revenue increase, right? We can see the topmost layer is indicating the growth beyond 10%, right? So we can very clearly understand these are the patterns which are available. If we go to the next one, we also try to understand what is the cost decrease, what is the cost benefit, right, that we get from these AI adoptions by the company. We understand very clearly that there are sufficient examples. So if we talk about decrease of greater than 20%, we look at the data like, if you look at average across all functions will be around 33. Look at the other functions, I think human resources and risk, we are having the maximum decrease in terms of cost, right? So these decreases, if we look at another angle, right? If you look at the technology which are driving the businesses, enterprises today, look at the focus on the automation that we have. Focus on automation has increased. So while always there is it's like a tie, whether we want to automate services or not, it will eat jobs or not, that's a separate thing. But can we bring efficiency using automation? So these are the automation. So this is the level of automation that is happening globally, right? If we talk about Indian share currently, we can very clearly look at the value Indian AI market to reach $7.8 billion by 2025. So that's a large chunk. Can we increase this further? That should be the target that we should be carrying. Going to the next one, it is also important to understand what is the data spectrum. So if I talk about IoT, if I talk about app ecosystem, cloud, right? These are the technologies which are going to drive AI, data and AI developments or AI progresses. If we go and have a quick look at the lot of data there, I'm sorry, but I had one slide, I didn't want to spread it across. So by 2025, IDC predicts 175 zettabytes of data. Global big data and business analytics market to reach 448 billion, right? Spending by 2027. 2.5 quintillion bytes of data created each day, LinkedIn. Currently we are at 44 zettabytes, right? 70% of the world data is generated by users, not machines. Average internet speed and average internet user spends around 7 hours, roughly around 7 hours on the internet per day, right? That's huge, and that leads to huge generation of data also. Because then, if I was reading somewhere, it was roughly around between 55 to 64 apps roughly installed in each mobile that we have, each smartphone that we currently have. Roughly around 14 to 18 apps is we are using those apps on a regular basis. And if this is the kind of involvement, with respect to browsing or with respect to usage of apps, certainly the data explosion is there that we have to face, and certainly we have to have a solve for it, right? 80 to 90% of digital data is unstructured. So this is very important. Important thing is only generating decision supports or only building models, whether descriptive, predictive, prescriptive or preemptive. Are we only planning to do it only for structured data? Are we not considering unstructured part of data? Video, logs, text, images. I think that is also part of analytics, right? So certainly unstructured data is very, very important, and this unstructured data is huge, massive. And passing this unstructured data through deep learning algorithm will be very, very difficult if we talk about CNN, RNN, different type of neural network architectures. We have to also understand global spending on the Internet of Things is 1 trillion. Cloud computing generates around 400 billion in the revenue, right? End users spend around 92 billion every year on public cloud infrastructures. Hybrid cloud market is worth 52 billion. Expected to reach 145 billion by 2026. 45% of businesses are today using cloud. They have started using cloud. Earlier there was a indecisive attitude whether we want to go for cloud or not. Is it costly or not? But let me tell you, we have used cloud and there is a huge cost reduction that we have done, right? So this is a practical example. We have run petabytes of data, we run algorithms, we have done that, and the cost reduction is mammoth. Only thing that has to be taken care is right set of use cases, right set of intents that we want to solve. What is that you are going to take to the cloud? 15,000 KPIs in telecom, 12 to 15,000 KPIs. all the KPIs are not going to help us build model, right? Features are limited. Limited features can certainly predict any intent that we are looking for, right? So much of data putting on cloud may be not a good idea. So that's why pick and choose only the data sets that are required for the models and then host them on the cloud, keep the cost low. So that's a huge, I would say the cost benefit is huge. If you look at the global 5G services market size expected to reach around 700 billion by 2027. I also want to explain, or maybe I bring your attention to the app ecosystem that is there today globally. So global mobile apps are projected to generate 613 billion in revenue by 2025, with consumers downloaded around 230 billion mobile apps to their connected devices. So data sources, data touch points, the way consumer is behaving today, the way, so we are only talking about the apps, the mobile, and I think that's the most important edge device that we currently have, right? Everybody is generating data. Imagine what will happen when IoT devices are come, machine-to-machine interactions will happen. A lot of data is going to increase. Going to the next one, I think this is also important. The disruptive and the futuristic advanced technologies which will certainly generate a lot of data, and a lot of intelligence will have to be generated from that data are these. AI, so AI certainly is something that is disruptive, that we'll use for certainly generating intelligence. IoT, augmented humanity, certainly big data, and the cloud. These are the important disruptive technologies that we are currently, or we can use currently in our enterprises to attain the business growth or the kind of customer experiences or satisfaction that we are looking at. If we look at IoT devices, look at the device connectivity, platform engineering, AI around consumer assets, remote monitoring, connected vehicles, smart cities. Imagine what is the kind of data that is going to be generated from these IoT devices. IoT devices, we are talking about making healthcare smarter. We are talking about making energy systems smarter. We are talking about making airports smart, banking smart, right? So a lot of data. What I mean to say is there is a lot of data, lot of industries, lot of domain, and it is important for us to make or to productize these solutions, which leads us to decision making into one platform, into one product, right? So how we are using Google Maps as one of the products. It is comfortable. Scale is something that we'll certainly have to think about. So can we reach to each individual or each customers, whether B2B, B2C, machine to machine, or can we reach out in that way? If we are able to reach out in terms of scalability, it will certainly reduce the cost burden, both from the enterprise perspective as well as the customer perspective. So IoT, on the other side, we certainly have augmented realities. We have started hearing about AR, VR, mixed realities, metaverse, right? There are multiple things. Currently, the experiences are totally physical. And to some extent, since we are using e-commerce sites like Amazon, Flipkart, so on and so forth, right? So there is a bit of now the digitization, right? Digital angle to it has come, correct? So certainly e-commerce is also generating data. Now imagine if I have my shop virtually available to me, I will still be shopping using my Google Glass or HoloLens or whatever equipments that we want to use. If I have my digital shop, digital mart, nobody has to go anywhere, right? I can see the product, I can feel the product, I can turn the product, I can look at the features, I can choose the product and buy it, right? So it's a topping on the e-commerce activities that we are doing currently through maybe Amazon, Flipkart, or likes of these, right? So it's a topping. So certainly that is going to also generate data, lot of data, virtual shopping, virtual tours. So whether it is education, entertainment, music, movies, gaming, we are going to observe those kind of data acquisition, or maybe additional data sources or additional data that will certainly be pumped in by these IoT and augmented humanities kind of innovations that are happening today, right? So going to the next one, certainly little deeper to it, what enterprises are looking for today. I think I can broadly categorize them into 4 parts. Improve revenue, market share, that's one. Improve digital transformation. Can I bring my customers on app or web? Can I save my capex, IT capex? Can I shift my infrastructure to cloud intelligently? Can I save capex? Because there is a lot of IT expenses which is already happening, right? Both in terms of resources, in terms of equipments which are kind of becoming old, right? So certainly there is a depreciation which is going on. Today what I buy as a server, it costs a lot. After 3 years, it's almost a junk, right, for us. So that is what we have to take care of. Strategic AI/ML innovation. So certainly innovation is something that keeps the organization alive, surviving and grow. So this is, if the organizations which are not doing innovation, they don't bring in new product, they don't have better customer experience, they don't have plan for it, has a problem. Now, if I talk about the customer experience, revenue generation, cost reduction, operational efficiency, these are the things which are covered by the organizations, right? Enterprises. Enterprises certainly will look at revenue generation, how the revenue can, but all this will happen only when the customer is happy or it is getting some kind of additional benefit from the products they are using. And certainly revenue generation will certainly have then streams. There are multiple streams that are there. If we talk about revenue generation, we certainly talk about data monetization. A lot of data we are sitting on. If I want to maybe run a location-based analytics, today if I talk about telco, we certainly have information about the movement of the customer across a road. If a mart wants to promote certain kind of advertisements or certain offers to the customers, it can come real time to the customer. So data monetization, targeted marketing, self-learning, propensity, NLP, video analytics is something that is reality today. But I would say when it comes to NLP text and video, we are still growing. So these are the areas where we have made some forays, right? We certainly talk about the cost reduction, operational efficiencies, right? Okay, so I think I'll have to take care of the timing also. Very quickly, I wanted to show you some, so there are business challenges as well as the challenges we have from the artificial intelligence point of view. Business challenges, certainly multifunctions challenges, connectivity, upgrading to 5G. If there is a rising IoT infrastructure which is coming up, regulatory, frequently changing competition strategies. Also, we are having rising smartphones ecosystem. Currently, we are sitting at 50 million base. Right? Smartphones are roughly around 50 million. So it's very less. Whereas we have, if I talk about all the 3 telcos, more than 900 million customers are there. If we talk about artificial intelligence, these are the challenges. Let me go to the next slide quickly. There are certain use cases, so I want to just highlight certain use cases that can be a kind of an eye-opener for you. So old phones can certainly be used to improvise the pictures. That's an experience for the customers, which is driven by AI, right? We certainly use convolutional neural networks, GAN models to improve the resolution of the picture and then give it to the customers. It gives a good experience to the end user. This is another one. So real-time processing of the data, and there are multiple use cases that we have. Network, we have multiple use cases which are available with us. If we talk about augmented reality, there are job-specific trainings which can be provided. Connected automotive, lot of use cases there. So congestion analysis, traffic. Certainly, we have multiple, so it is important to identify use cases with respect to descriptive or predictive analytics, and that's why it is important to have a platform or productization of the services. This is the last slide that I have, Jyoti. So that's it. Thank you so much.